Mind reading present. 9 signs you're in a toxic marriage. Number 1. You don't respect each other. When you start dating someone, you're head over heels, but eventually, you discover flaws, weaknesses, and random things that drive you crazy. You have to respect that people become who they are, says Megan Hunter, author of Bait and Switch. Saving your relationship after an amazing romance turns into an exhausting mess. Remind yourself that your brains are wired differently, and asking your partner to change is like asking someone to change their skin color. It's all too easy to use a disrespectful or condescending tone when we don't get our way, but research shows that speaking with contempt can be a big reason for a marriage imploding, Hunter adds. When I see couples start to change their tone of voice and really pay attention when their partner is speaking, I usually see the relationship become even stronger. Number 2. You've become consciously detached. Over the years, couples can turn into more of a management team than married couples, thanks to an enormous to-do list that includes everything from managing a mortgage to caring for children and aging parents. By year 10, many relationships become akin to two roommates, says Debrina Gandhi, author of The Love Lies. Your communication becomes focused on the business of your lives, rather than meaningful topics that relate to both of you. The easiest solution? Date night, but making that a priority amidst other tasks can be difficult. I recommend that couples have a standing date night every month. Turn off the planning, block it off on your calendar, and make a rule that if it needs to be rescheduled, the other person must agree first, says Gandhi. Over time, it becomes an integral part of the relationship, one that both partners appreciate and support each other. Number 3. You don't make the extra effort. Remember when you first started dating, you spent hours getting ready, and he both shaved and wore cologne. You upped your game to be in each other's company, says Gandhi. We call this the honeymoon phase, but the fact that we identify a time when passion and interest are high as a phase suggests there is an underlying belief that these things will eventually decline. That can lead you to undervalue your partner and lose respect for each other, which in turn can fuel emotional or physical infidelity, resentment, and frequent conflict. The word respect is based on seeing the other again, says Gandhi. By making the effort to see your partner again every day, you commit to the idea that passion need not fade, but instead can continue to grow deeper. Number 4. You are playing the blame game. In a marriage, things happen. Someone misses a credit card bill, someone forgets an anniversary, and so on. But the more you get into that it's all your fault mentality, the more you stop taking responsibility for your own actions, says Hunter. When you're not looking inward and trying to improve yourself, it can start to erode your marriage. In tense situations, you want to connect with your partner on 2 levels, Hunter says, verbally. By saying something like, I think I understand what you're trying to say, and non-verbally, by using a calm voice or friendly eye contact, anything that shows you're paying attention. The next step is to help the other person, and maybe even yourself, shift into problem-solving mode. Once you've dealt with the emotional aspect, you can say something like, what ideas do you have to solve this? Hunter suggests. Number 5. There's no intimacy. If your marriage has been reduced to a management exercise, one of the first things to go is intimacy. Marriage isn't just about sharing your body, it's about opening your heart, says Gandhi. When those moments of closeness, both in terms of physical closeness and emotional bonding, vanish, the consequence is accusing your partner of not meeting your needs, which can then be used to justify an affair. But if you're not getting what you need in either area, the fix may be as simple as speaking up. As women, we resist asking for what we want because our faulty gender programming tells us that our husbands should do it without us having to ask, says Gandhi. Men respond well to action-based requests, even if it's just for an extra hug or making time each night for real conversation. Number 6. Your union is not the core of your marriage. Of course, your children are very important to you, but if you can make your relationship with your husband the number 1 priority in your marriage, they will also benefit. The health and vitality of that partnership creates a home environment where children are emotionally nourished, says Gandhi. It's easy to get caught up in archaic societal constructs, where women do all the work at home and men become marginalized. As a result, husbands become increasingly disengaged and passive, and wives become resentful of being overextended, explains Gandhi. And you'll find you have time for your kids and your relationships. Number 7. Someone has control issues. The number one sign of a toxic relationship is if one partner feels entitled to check their partner's emails, texts, and Facebook messages, says Hunter. This is a modern version of a tried and true issue, feeling that you can't talk to friends or family, or that you have to report what you're doing and where you are at all times. When someone feels trapped or stuck in a marriage, like they're walking on eggshells, it's a very toxic situation. If this sounds familiar, it's important to involve a professional immediately. Number 8. You are not willing to adapt. Between years 7 and 10 is when many marriages hit the rocks, according to Gandhi. That's when marriage demands transformation, and we don't know how to navigate it. But really, it's the ideal time to acknowledge that there has been a shift, and develop the skills to move forward. The mark of a healthy, strong marriage is that you're willing to adjust it by recognizing that there are stages where you may feel bored or annoyed with each other. However, it's in those moments that you need to remind yourself why you married your husband, the way you support each other, and the feelings you had when you first fell in love. Hunter says, accepting that marriage isn't always going to be rainbows and sunshine helps you keep a realistic perspective on the relationship as it progresses. Number 9. There is chronic emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is just as serious as physical abuse, and it's not acceptable. But as women, we sometimes ignore our inner knowing for too long in the hope of putting things back the way they used to be. If that sounds familiar, you're not in the right place to make the best decisions for yourself, or to extricate yourself from the situation. However, if you are in a toxic marriage, and this has been going on for years, you do need the help of trained professionals and a support network that can help steer you down a clear and safe path. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends, so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.